Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here with the weekly reading for the lovely sign of Libra. Libra, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. As I always say, I have a beautiful Libra following. I know a lot of my people, but not really mine. A lot of people who follow me are Libras. And I relate well. I have a Libra moon, and possibly Libra resonates with me more than anything else, although sometimes some of the other aspects of me do come out, that's for sure. Please remember though that the reading is only general, which means that it may not be your story. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot for your reading here today. All right. Having a little chuckle to myself with the universe there. All right. Oh, it's gone all bright again. Okay, so the World card is here. The World card talks of closing out a cycle. Something is coming to a close here. Something is coming to a financial, maybe it's financial for you. Something final, something is happening here to bring something to a close. I feel like you're closing something completely here. Let's just look what's next. Okay, because you're really focused on the future. You know, if I was doing a personal reading, I'd say to them, you're off around the world here. You're off on travels. There is some sort of world trip coming in, possibly a cruise. I'm looking at it thinking, yeah, it looks like you're going off on holidays. But, you know, they started advertising cruises here a couple of days ago, and I love cruising, but it sort of makes you a little bit wary now, knowing everything that's gone on in the world. There is some sort of cycle you're closing out, and now you're waiting for something to come to you here. So it's like perhaps you finish something off, you're done and dusted, you understand how to move forward, and now you're waiting for your ships to come in. You're waiting. There's a strong sense of waiting for something here, Libra. A strong sense of waiting for something. Waiting for something to land. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands coming through. Look, to me, this is something you've been worried about. Look at this. You've either been, this is really potent energy. So let's just talk about that before I go to the Hanged Man. I feel like you've been waiting for something for a very long time. This could have been a very long period of time here. And there's been a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of sadness. You may have walked away from something in the past and closed it down here. You may have walked away from something that perhaps wasn't serving you here. There's very much this energy of making some sort of decision here because you were going backwards and forwards in your head about it. Something that you really didn't want to do, but you felt compelled to do. Because you left something behind here that created a great deal of pain for you, but you knew you had to. So you were either dealing with somebody who wasn't investing in you, you were dealing with somebody who may have been breadcrumbing, you could have been in a situation that was going round and round in circles, and it was creating this energy. Whatever this was here, you walked away from it knowing it was the right thing to do. You completed this cycle, and now you're waiting for your ships to come in here. What I see here with the Hanged Man is something has changed for you because you're seeing things from a different perspective now. So maybe in this waiting period, whether you were waiting for a person, whether you were waiting for an energy to change, whether you were doing work on yourself, you've started to understand it was really important to see things differently because you now are approaching them in a very different way. You have a completely different attitude here, and it's bringing you in abundance. So something in this energy with this person from this situation has been holding you back from having what you wanted here. So maybe that wasn't moving forward because you needed to learn that lesson. Very nice. All right. So now comes a period of rest. I feel that you have either done some really deep soul searching, you've been working on yourself, you might have been trying to understand, you may have been healing from a broken relationship, maybe you had been trying to heal from love or hurt or pain. For some of you, you may have healed some sort of energy around attachment or abandonment, but you've done a lot of healing here. And now you see things differently. So you're understanding, you may have done a lot of childhood trauma stuff. You may have worked through some energies around restrictive ideas, limiting beliefs, but something has healed here because you're moving differently now. You're moving differently because you're going towards love. Now, I want to say with this, maybe for many of you, you've sort of got rid of an old idea about yourself, an old idea of who you were. Maybe this is self-love for you that you're feeling here. Maybe you found the love for yourself that you'd forgotten. Maybe the reason that relationships didn't work out was because you weren't loving yourself first. Because really and truly, sometimes when I say things, I think I've never really looked at them that way before. But maybe relationships don't work out because you don't love yourself. Or you don't feel that you can love yourself. And see, a lot of people go, well, that person doesn't love me anymore. But that shouldn't matter if you love yourself. If they don't want to be with you, they need to move on. But it doesn't mean that person in any way, shape or form affects the love you have for yourself. And maybe you found this love, that is why you walked away from something. It was creating some sort of energy of pain and disappointment. But you wanted to get to the bottom of it, and perhaps you found that you didn't love yourself enough. Because once you have this cup of love for yourself, then it's easy to find love with someone else. Look at this. So remember, because a lot of people don't realize this, and then they go into toxic relationships because they haven't learned how to love themselves. But in loving yourself, then you bring forth the love of another. So that's what's happening here. This is because you've changed your perspective now. All right, and we have the Ace of Pentacles coming through. Really, look at that. What a beautiful energy. This is what this learning, this healing, this recovery has brought for you. You've got a brand new stable start coming in with somebody incredibly special. Ten of Swords. Oh, excuse me. I hope I didn't burst your eardrums if you've got headphones in. Two of Wands coming through here with the Seven of Swords. No more self-defeat here, self-sabotage. So somebody said to me the other day, what do you mean by self-sabotage? What I mean is sometimes you don't believe you can have something. Your idea or your belief about yourself is very weak. And you don't believe you can have something. So something comes into your life that's incredibly good. And what happens immediately, you get into that energy in your ego of I'm not good enough for this. So instead of accepting and working with it, you subconsciously find ways to destroy that and push people away. Because maybe you don't feel good enough for them. Maybe you feel that this, whatever it is out of your league. And we do it with our language. We say to people all the time, we do. We talk about people batting below their average. We talk about people being out of our league. We talk about people being too hot. It's in the music we listen to. It's in the stories and the movies that we watch. But is anyone really out of your league? Really? We're all human beings. Just because you've been more successful than someone else doesn't make them out of your league. Just because you've chosen different pathways, you've chosen different religions, different cultures, doesn't make someone out of your league. You are equal in every shape and way. So unfortunately, some of those things are your ego speaking. And I feel like here, look at this, we have the beautiful Empress coming through as well. With the Emperor. Oh my goodness, have a look at this. This came up in the bonus read today. You have got possibly a soulmate or a twin flame coming through here to offer you a brand new start. Whoever this person is, they've understood now. They've understood something. Maybe they've just understood what I've said. Maybe somehow or another you thought this person was out of your league. Maybe you've self-sabotaged it. Possibly. But I feel like now you're getting an opportunity. And it's through this self-love, because you've let go of some sort of negativity that was holding you back. Through healing. You've healed something. Wow. That is just stunning, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful energy. All right, let's have a quick recap. We have the end of a cycle. You're waiting on something now, but I think you know. Spiritually, you know that you've done what you needed to do. I feel like some of you have completed something knowing it was part of your journey, and now you're waiting. You're waiting for this. Poor Emperor, sorry. I just dropped the Emperor. Okay, that's what you're waiting for. There has been some confusion in the past. Perhaps you've been through a long period of healing, looking back at the past, trying to work out what happened with something, where you're at, what you've had to walk away from. I feel like you've been doing all of these things with these cards. They tell a story all by themselves. There's been conflict and pain. You've been in your head overthinking it. You've been looking back at your past, wondering where you went wrong, and you've walked away from things that haven't served you. And all this took you into this place of seeing things in a very different way, and now you're in your abundance mode. It's almost like the Magician energy here. We have the King of Wands behind that, and the Chariot. Wow. So you've seen through some sort of illusion here. You've let go of some sort of illusion. And maybe the illusion was that you weren't good enough. Maybe you're starting to understand now, because you're ready to take that chariot forward. And this is one of those chariots that's not moving at the moment. So you're still working on this energy. Very, very beautiful reading, Libra. It's nice to see you have a twin flame reading. All right, let's see what's going on with the oracle cards. Hey, there it is. Oh, look at that. Kindred partnership. I have just got this one out for the bonus read, which talks about people coming together. Exactly the same card. So if you want to go and read it there, but it talks about soulmates. It talks about two people who meet eye to eye, as I always say. Two people who have the same ethics and moral values. All right, we have a card of fragmented energy here. So let's have a read of that and see what 6 is energy. See what Spirit is bringing through for us here. Okay, too many pieces. This card shows a woman wading through high water with puzzle pieces all around her. She is part of the puzzle and her own picture is not complete. Like the woman on the card, you may feel like you're pushing against the current with the pieces of your life all over the place. This card reveals a split in your energy. Oh my goodness. That just gives rise to the whole twin flame thing. And your attention. You may have too much to do with the tasks of your personal and work life taking over. If you're hurrying through life and frantic about getting everything done, you are fragmenting your energy. Balance is necessary now. It's time to slow down, reduce your have-tos and give yourself a break. If you don't, your agitated energy will block the very achievements you're working so hard on. The other message here is that you may be looking at too many options when considering some future projects. You have lots of good ideas that take you in different directions, but this indecision splits your energy, slows you down or stops you completely. Make some specific choices and set up a plan. Choose the path that calls to your heart. You can always change things up later, but now is the time to focus, not fragment your energetic power. I want to say to you here, if you're in this energy at the moment and you're relating to this reading, hold fast on your balance. Don't get out of balance. You're just bringing yourself into a beautiful vibration here. Don't lose sight of what you've been working hard towards. Make sure you're keeping your mind, body and soul in balance. You are about to get ready for something fantastic here. I'll leave you with that. Thanks, Libra.